Well, thank you, Nancy. And Peter, so great to be with you as well. I think for our viewers and listeners to have two incredible advocates. Advocate doesn't quite explain, from my position, the enormous amount of work and effort. I refer to you as warriors uh, because, as Nancy pointed out, it's been 52 years since Congress last enhanced the Social Security program. Now, we know today we're celebrating its 88th birthday. So, more than half the time that Social Security has been in existence, it hasn't been improved by the United States Congress. And more troubling is that it hasn't been improved in 52 years, but it also faces solvency issues, something that was addressed in 1983. Uh, and how proud we all are that Nancy Altman actually served on the Greenspan Committee. That was 30 years ago. I would like to say that this has been benign neglect on the part of Congress, but it's more serious than that. And today, all across the country, while we're celebrating the 88th birthday, there's a call to action, a call to adopt Social Security 2100. And as important, a call to prevail upon Congress, red state, blue state, unaffiliated, independent, Republican, and Democrat alike, to call upon Congress to do its constitutional responsibility and vote. There's a sense of urgency here that we need to get across. And I know in many respects at forums and meetings like this that oftentimes you're speaking, to the choir, as the saying goes. But it's the choir that leads the singing, and it's your voices that we need. And beyond your voices, it's time for us to take off the gloves, so to speak, and get focused on what needs to be done. With 10,000 baby boomers a day becoming eligible for Social Security, the Social Security population within the next year and a half will exceed more than 70 million fellow Americans. Of those 70 million fellow Americans, more than 5 million get below poverty level checks from Social Security currently. And more than 40% of the nation, the only pension benefit they receive is from Social Security. Would it be, as an example, that we go back to the Great Depression, as was often done to describe what Roosevelt faced? But we don't have to go back that far. We only have to go back to 2008 and 2009 for people to understand why President Biden is right when he calls Social Security a sacred trust. People saw in 2008 and 2009 their 401k become a 101k, or people losing pensions altogether. But Social Security never missed a payment. It didn't miss a pension payment, a disability payment, a spousal payment, or a dependent payment. That's because it is, as President Biden has described, a sacred trust between the American people and their government. And their government, AKA the United States Congress, House and Senate, needs to act. I just came from a conference with Dick Blumenthal, along with Chris Van Hollen, who are the co-sponsors of Social Security 2100 in the United States Senate, where we are continuing, as our people in the House of Representatives all across this country today, as part of this birthday celebration, getting out and talking about advocating for Social Security. What does that mean? By advocating, call for a vote. The other side continues to say that they want Social Security, they want to protect it, but they are concerned about this or that. Where's their plan? We have a very specific plan that's detailed out to meet the immediate needs of the people that are currently receiving Social Security and future generations as well. The time has come for Congress to vote. And so we're asking everybody in blue states and in red states and whatever state of mind you happen to be in to make sure that you're calling and prevailing upon your member of Congress to vote. We believe that 52 years is way too long to wait to enhance a program. Nobody gets wealthy on Social Security. This is subsistence income that people desperately need in this time of inflation. And not having improved the program in 52 years can no longer be tolerated, and we will not. So join with us. Join with Nancy. Join with Peter, who you're going to hear talk about disability and how important that is. And how people, I don't think, understand that even in the case of veterans, more veterans rely on Social Security disability than on the VA. When Memorial Day happens, when Veterans Day happens, it's great to say how much we love and support our veterans. How about actually supporting them in terms of increasing and enhancing Social Security benefits that haven't been done in 52 years? Let's stop the BS and start talking about getting a vote on Social Security 2100 in both chambers. Senator Blumenthal is dedicated to that. We're dedicated to it in the House of Representatives. And you know what, frankly, if the Republicans have a better plan, or any plan for that matter, put it out there. We still have an amendment process that works, but for God's sake, let's have a vote for the American people so they get to see where their elected officials stand. We know where people who are committed to the program stand. Where do our members of Congress stand? The only way that we can know that is by exercising the vote. If they won't vote in committee, we'll work on getting a discharge petition and making sure that every citizen in this country knows about it and starts prevailing upon Congress to do the right thing and vote. That's what you get elected to office for, to cast a vote on behalf of the people you're sworn to serve. The #1 anti-poverty program for the elderly, the #1 anti-poverty program for children in this time of COVID and inflationary crisis that has hit the elderly the hardest. That's why we need the urgency of a vote, and we need to vote now. Thank you for joining us on this celebrative day as a birthday. But as I said at the outset, happy birthday. But let's drop the gloves and let's get going on engaging in a fight that needs to take place to get this across the finish line. Nancy, thank you so much. And Social Security Works for organizing this. Peter, an honor to be with you on this forum.